Hello dear friends and fellow growth seekers. I'm Dana, your favorite mindset coach, and today I will be reviewing my experience of the event of Summit at Sea 2024. In this video, you'll learn what is Summit at Sea, what is it all about, what are the event logistics and details, what did I personally like about the event and what I didn't like. You will find out about my main takeaways and also my rating of the whole event. And if you stick around until the very end, I will give you a really nice bonus as well. So without further ado, let me share what is Summit at Sea really about. Summit is this community organization / social network that has existed since 2008 and is a cluster of entrepreneurs, philanthropists, artists, founders, and so on. So once a year, they throw this event called Summit at Sea, which is exactly what you think it is. So it is 1 weekend long event on the sea, on a huge boat. And last year, or rather this year in 2024, there were 2,200 attendees. So a really, really huge event. If I have to explain it with my own words, I would describe Summit at Sea as a huge party on a boat with eccentric people and a really cool program. But if you asked the organizers, or what you will find on the website, they describe it as this multidisciplinary experience that is founded on these couple of core pillars, being panels and talks, so intellectual stimuli, performance and visual arts, culinary experiences, physical health, and also mental and spiritual well-being, and last but not least, impact. So essentially, it is a action-packed weekend of networking, partying, learning, growing, and just enjoying. Now, let me share with you a little bit more of practical details around the event. So the event took place on April 4th till 7th in 2024, and it started in Miami, Freeport. It took place on the Virgin Voyages ship. And there were 2,200 attendees this year. So it was a massive, massive event. The event prices started at around $5,000 and could go up to, I think, $50,000 or even $100,000, depending on the accommodation that you picked. So the cheapest one at $5,000 was a 3-bed sharing room. And the one that I chose was sharing with one other person, and that cost me $6,625. That is inclusive of all the food and drinks on the boat, as well as the full program at your disposal. So now let me share what I really liked about the event. So first and foremost, it was a completely unique setting. So it took place on the Virgin Voyages boat, which was really modern, really new, really sleek and glam. And I felt really comfortable on it. And I remember that experience on the very first evening when we set sail. I think it was 8 p.m., 9 p.m. perhaps. And we left the port of Miami. And we went into this completely pitch dark ocean. And it was a very surreal experience. I remember it so vividly. I have some videos as well. Maybe I'll put them up here. It was just seeing the lights of the city to my left, and then seeing the pitch black unknown to my right with the stars on top was just a very surreal and almost magical experience. And that's all the while there's all of this life and fun and music happening on this huge deck that we were on when I saw this. And so all this life, all this noise, all this action here in a boat, and then we're heading into this quiet, pitch black nothingness. And it was a really cool feeling. It was a really cool experience. So just the setting alone, it was my first time on a cruise as well. So I had maybe these expectations that I don't know if it's for young people or will it be nice, but I knew that the program is so exciting that it's definitely gonna be fun. So first thing for me that I loved was kind of this unique experience that it gave me. The second thing that I loved is, of course, the aspect of fun. I mean, this whole experience was very much, one DJ in one room, 4 different DJs in different places at the same time, live music, singers, stand-up comedy, different activities. So there's very much this fun environment, fun energy all around you. So the third thing that I really loved is, of course, the people. And that for me was the main thing why I went. I really saw this event as a networking opportunity for me to meet new potential podcast guests and just make new cool friends. So of course, with the setting being fun, with all of these interesting people coming together, with sun shining, I definitely loved how easy it was to make new friends and chat to people that you didn't know. So ultimately, I do think that it is actually a very good business opportunity. I know that a lot of people were going there to meet new clients, to meet new potential business partners, to meet investors. So it definitely is a good place to meet friends, but also to meet new business contacts. The fourth thing that I loved are the workshops and the talks. So they had a really full program of incredible speakers, incredible practical workshops, both in health, wellness, entrepreneurship. Maybe I'll pop on a photo here so that you can see just a little glimpse of the people that were going there. So ultimately, I loved how much emphasis there was on new learning, and I loved how much choice we had. So if you weren't interested in one thing, there were 3 other rooms or stages where you could just go and choose something else that was to your liking. And last but not least, I really liked also the availability and emphasis on fitness and on holistic health. So I always saw people in the gym. There were different yoga classes, different physical exercise classes, all scattered throughout the day. So I definitely liked that healthy accent in the event. So now let me share with you the things that I didn't like. So I think I speak for many that attended the event that the number one challenge was overwhelm. And that's purely due to the sheer amount of activities and choices that you had any given moment. So had I not attended a similar event a year before and kind of gone through that commotion and through that FOMO really of trying to make every single event and just running around like a headless chicken and trying to see everything, hear everything, learn everything, and in the end just being super overwhelmed. Because I had gone through that experience, I really prepped, I actually journaled, I set intentions before I went there, and I set myself this one rule for the event, which was I was going to flow. And I was just going to take on the mentality of wherever I am is the right place for me to be. And I will just enjoy it, I will take it in, and what I'm meant to be learning, I'm gonna learn that. So I think what helped me as well from a practical standpoint was to check that program before and just pinpoint some of the most important events or talks that I actually wanted to go to. And for the rest, I was just free flowing and letting the moment guide me. I met a lot of people in the event that I saw were really overwhelmed, and they were sharing their overwhelm, and they were saying, oh my gosh, I need to go to my room and just, decompress and have a moment of silence. And I think that's a great tip as well for anyone that's going to, first of all, have that mentality of you can't miss out on anything important if you just allow the intuition to guide you and do that little prep work of setting a reminder for the most important events that you want to go to. But also the second thing is just taking the breaks that you need. So there's this really huge temptation to really go everywhere and do everything and meet everybody. So I think taking little pauses, I was going to my room every now and then, at least I think once a day, I was going to my room and I just took 15 minutes to meditate. Maybe I took 20-minute power nap, because the programs are from, 7 or 8 a.m. until 4 a.m. if you want to party until 4 a.m. So you can really not sleep at all if you want to. So you just need to be mindful of your energy and treat yourself and your body with kindness. So the second thing that I didn't like is linked to what I did like, which is, of course, there's so many people and everyone's so open and friendly, but equally, because everything is so fast-paced and you have so much choice and so much desire to just do everything, the interactions with people are usually not very deep. So it kind of feels like speed dating for 3 days. So it's like you meet someone, you chat to them, and then you're like, oh, I gotta run to this other event, and then you never see them again. which is a little bit anticlimactic, of course, if you want to actually make lifelong friends or contacts. So this is another advice that I would have for anyone going for these types of events, is to focus on quality, not quantity. So if you meet someone that you really vibe with, then make sure that you first of all exchange contacts, but also don't just mindlessly exchange contacts and then like rush to the next person as soon as. Actually take the time to deepen that relationship and spend some more time, and maybe, who knows, they'll become your buddy for the event and you'll just float to similar events together. So the next thing that I would probably have appreciated was more time in the Bahamas, because it was a cruise that started on Thursday evening and then we disembarked on Sunday morning. And we actually only had one day, half a day on the island of Bahamas. And I personally would have preferred to spend more time there, maybe have 2 days possibility of actually going onto the beach instead of just staying on the ship, because from my understanding we were kind of just circling in the water because the distance is very close. So yeah, I think giving the people the chance or possibility to actually spend more time on the island would be very nice. And last but not least, one thing that I actually didn't appreciate, and this is less to do with the event and more with the network or the community itself, is that as a part of the event ticket, when you sign up for it, is an annual membership that you get with the Summit community. And as a part of that community and of that, let's say, membership, you get a lot of perks. That's what I was told. You can attend different events in the world, and of course you can get, featured in their magazine and just connect with other people and so on and so forth. So what I discovered after the event is that actually they really don't have basically any events in Europe, and I live in London. And upon my actually proactive reach out, where I was proposing to organize something in London or just continuously asking about whether there's anything planned, there really was no response and no initiative. So I think that's definitely something that they should mention in the call when they are kind of explaining what this membership will give you and the value that it gives you. And the other thing is just really the response rate, I guess, because I reached out a couple of times to understand what other things I can do with membership, but I never got a response. So that's not really great for this level of a community and event that they throw. So yeah, those are my little things that I didn't love. So what are my takeaways? And when I say a takeaway, I, in this case, mean the legacy, the patrimony, the inheritance. Like, what am I really taking away from this event? And one is a notion that cruises are not just for old people, because I definitely thought that before this. So now I know that if it's a boat, a ship, a cruise ship, and a cool community organizes a cool event on there, it can be the most fun thing ever. And the actual big takeaway that I'm taking away from this are, of course, the people. I met several really cool people that I'm still in touch with today, and I made one close friend with who, since I met her, I've been pretty much around the world, and we've celebrated my birthday together this year, and yeah, she's become a very close friend. And I think if you can get one good friend out of an event like this, then that's a great success. Now let's get to the rated segment. So you're gonna see the duration and the price somewhere here on the screen. And now the things that I haven't covered yet. So the food I would rate at 4 out of 5 stars, because the food actually was incredible. There was a lot of emphasis on food. There were, I think, 4 to 6 high level restaurants available on the ship, together with buffets of every single cuisine that you could imagine, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Turkish, whatever you wanted, it was definitely there. So really amazing choice. Now, value for money, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, just because I can only imagine how very, very expensive it is to organize an event like this. And the ship was really nice. The accommodation was really modern and nice. I never felt that something was subpar or lacking in quality. The food was high quality. The goodie bags were good, you know, the speakers were good, the DJs were good. So yeah, I think it was good value for money, although it was expensive for sure, but it was kind of a unique experience. So that's why I'm giving it this rating. So my overall rating of the event is 4 out of 5 stars. And that's purely because I think it was a great event. I think it has so much to offer, but personally, it is not the type of event that I love most. So as I said, I love a little bit more growth, learning oriented events. And so I'm giving it 4 out of 5. Would I go again? So I wouldn't go again on a summit at sea just because I feel like it's a very unique experience. I don't need to do it twice and I'm good as is. Although I know that Summit community throws a lot of other events throughout the year that are a bit smaller and that are not on the sea. So I might contemplate going to one of those events. Would I recommend others to go to this event? Yes, if you like a good party and you want to meet amazing people from all over the world. So yeah, if you are happy with a nice mix of kind of everything, then this is definitely an event for you. If I had any suggestion to the organizers, I would just suggest them to make sure that there is some sort of customer care provided to people that sign up for the membership after the event. So kind of following through with the promises on the membership part. That would be great. Now that's it for my review today. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope this is useful for you. This is going to be one of several videos about the events, summits, retreats, and festivals that I've attended in 2024 because there were quite a lot and I learned quite a lot of things from them as well. So I just want to share that experience in case some of you are thinking about those events or just want to get inspired about what other events are there in the world. If you have been to Summit at Sea before, please do share your experience. I would be very curious to hear what it is. And finally, for everybody that stuck around for this long, I would love to offer you a really cool bonus, which is a free mindset quiz where you can assess what are your predominant mindset tendencies and your predominant mindset type. So as a mindset coach, that's something that I work with every single day. And I find that awareness is the first step for growth. So use this quiz, gain more awareness around your own mindset, and happy growing.